Australia is the smallest continent in the world. However, don't let that fool you. Australia boasts a great economy, a sound legal system, and a destination that should be on your list. In the following presentation, we will explore Australia from its imports, its exports, and its relationships around the globe. So sit back, relax, and soak up a little bit of Australia. Found southeast of Asia, Australia is located between the Indian Ocean and the Pacific Ocean. Just slightly smaller than the United States, Australia is the smallest continent on Earth. Australia hosts 16,007 miles of coastline. Canberra, Australia's capital, is located in the southeastern part of the country. The 5 mainland states are New South Wales, Queensland, South Australia, Victoria, and Western Australia. The Aborigines were thought to be the first humans in Australia about 30,000 years ago. European settlement between 1770 and 1850 brought the possession of the eastern coast of Australia by Britain's George III. In 1779 through about 1840, convicts were sent to Australia as a way to rid Britain of its criminals. Over 160,000 convicts were eventually relocated to the continent. The land once thought to be worthless was eventually farmed, and in the 1870s Australia was booming with economic growth until the 1890s, when wool prices fell. A severe drought hit the area, forcing the economy to collapse. The 1900s brought the creation of the Federation and more immigration. Australia's all-volunteer military supported both world wars. Australia today has strict immigration policies to preserve its heritage and supports a modest economy. Malcolm Turnbull is Australia's current Prime Minister. Australia shares a democratic democracy. They have a constitution much like the United States and hold elections along the British traditions. Australia has a parliament constructed of a House of Representatives and a Senate. Australia and the United States share similar values and are strong allies. Australia and the United States armed forces have fought together in every war since World War I. In 2014, the United States and Australia signed the U.S.-Australia Force Posture Agreement, making their bond even stronger. U.S. exports to Australia include machinery, vehicles, optic and medical instruments, aircraft, and agricultural products. U.S. imports from Australia include precious stones, metals, agricultural products, and optic and medical instruments. The United States is by far the largest foreign investor in Australia, accounting for over a quarter of its foreign investment. The 2005 Australia-U.S. Free Trade Agreement has nearly doubled our goods trade and increased our services trade by more than 122%. Australia's GDP in 2014 was $1.45 trillion US dollars, according to the U.S. Bank. Current conflicts, like most countries, have been dealings with terrorism. In 2014 and 2015, 2 imminent terrorist attacks were thwarted. In 2014, Australia dealt with the Sydney hostage crisis, where a Muslim extremist who took 17 people hostage inside a chocolate cafe. Australia is served by 8 police agencies, 1 in each state, and the Northern Territory. Australia is also served by a federal police agency. Their policing and laws are very similar to the United States. Australia is a small country in the world view. The country is very similar to the United States in its support to the world and democracy. The laws and legal processes are basically in line with the United States. They have 2 parts of government and rely on a judicial process similar to the US and Britain. The Australians export things like precious stones, metals, agricultural products, optics, and medical instruments. They import things like clothing, communications, equipment, computers, toys, games, sporting goods, furniture, and televisions. Australia is a very close ally with the United States, and both countries continue to support one another economically and in wartime.